Howdy folks, welcome back to the Weekend Angler. Today we're going to be tying up this 1/8 ounce crappie jig in Electric Shad. The jig head we'll be using for this project is the Cottonmouth Lures Hoop Special, and this is painted up in an electric shad color. We'll begin by putting down some clear nail polish and then follow up with a 210 denier white thread. We'll wrap that down the shank of the hook until it's even with the point. Our first layer is going to be some light blue craft fur. We'll put a nice easy wraps on there. Once we get it positioned, we could wrap it a little bit tighter, work up towards the head of the jig. And once we get up there, we can go ahead and take our scissors, trim out the excess, and then use our thread to tame any loose furs. Bring it back down to the point of the hook, and we're ready to lay on our second layer, which is a chartreuse marabou feather. We'll hold that in position as we get it thread wrapped. Go ahead and trim off the excess feather. Be real careful here not to cut your thread. And once we have that feather all trimmed up, we can use our thread wrap tool to tame anything else. Work our way back down to the point of the hook to put our third layer on, which is a white marabou feather. This is going to be the belly of our jig. We'll wrap that up, keeping everything in line. Trim it off. And give that a good thread wrap all the way back down to the point of the hook and back up to the head of the jig. Our body's going to be some semi-transparent elastic cord, so we'll tie that down real tightly to the shank of the hook all the way down to the point and back up to the head of the jig. Take your flush cutters, cut that loose, give it a couple more wraps, and now we can begin wrapping up the body. Just be careful to make sure that your wraps are touching and not overlapping as you work that elastic cord all the way back up to the head of the jig. And now we're going to do a couple wraps to the front, one behind. We're going to repeat this about 2 or 3 times just to tie that down real well. We can pull the elastic cord tight, give it a good flush cut, and we're ready to do about a 5-turn whip finish. Get that thread pulled tight, trim it off. The last step is to take a little bit more of the clear nail polish, get it over that to seal it all up, tame up your drips, and your electric shad jig is good to go. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's jig build. If you did, please take a moment, hit that like button. If you're checking me out for the first time, hit that subscribe and the little bell next to it. That way you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching The Weekend Angler.